Good morning, everyone. So, this week we're going to talk about a very important issue. We're going to talk about the current sheriff's hiring practices that negatively affect the internal operation and morale of the sheriff's office, as well as the safety of the community and the employees of the sheriff's office. This is a very crucial and important topic that I've had discussions about with the current sheriff. Not only did he ignore the concerns I pointed out and failed to hold anyone accountable for the problems, he has approved of these inconsistent and poor decisions. He further diminished the standards for hiring some individuals. Now, before moving forward, I want to be very clear that the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office has many skilled, dedicated, and ethical professionals who are committed to upholding integrity in their duties. We are fortunate to have these individuals serving in roles that demand high standards and dedication, as they consistently demonstrate a strong sense of responsibility. Most employees are properly vetted and pass background and psychological evaluations. However, some are knowingly hired despite failing these checks. This happens with the approval of the sheriff, who either personally overrides disqualifications or permits his chief deputy or jail superintendent to do so. There's a lot to talk about when we discuss lowering hiring standards and the hiring practice of the current sheriff. I'm trying to summarize the issues this has caused for our community and internal operation of the sheriff's office. I have many specific examples of the negligent hiring and quid pro quo practices, but not enough time to discuss every single one that I have uncovered in this setting. The important takeaway here is this is a very major issue that the current sheriff has created, and it needs to be fixed. Lowering hiring standards is a disservice to our community and to our dedicated, hardworking individuals of the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office. This is a shame. The sheriff has put the community, the county administration, and our hardworking individuals at risk. Negligent hiring and retention can expose Winnebago County to legal liabilities and potential lawsuits. In addition to the diminished hiring standards, the promotional decisions on occasion have not considered merit, and this affects employee morale and productivity. When staff perceive promotions as unfair, it can contribute to work environment where skilled employees seek employment elsewhere, potentially reducing overall workforce competency. The current sheriff's changes to hiring protocols have included eliminating written and physical agility tests, modifying or overlooking background, and not always adhering to recommendations from psychological assessments for candidates. The minimum age requirement for corrections officers also has been lowered from 21 to 18. This is a whole nother discussion that we'll have. Background investigators, which include the current jail superintendent, have approved candidates that had clear disqualifying criteria. Individuals have been hired to remain employed despite backgrounds that may typically be considered disqualifying, such as certain misdemeanors, drug use or possession, history of that, less than honorable military discharge, domestic incident reports, credit concerns, driving record issues, unreported offenses, and associations with individuals with criminal records, inconsistent employment records, or incomplete information during the application process. Changes in hiring practices will lead to lawsuits, have lowered morale, increased costs for uniforms, equipment, basic training, and creates higher turnover rates. The current sheriff has occasionally hired individuals with personal or political connections and provided higher salaries and benefits in comparison to the union positions, including generous starting vacation packages. In contrast, tenured Winnebago County employees typically reach similar benefits after 25 years of service. Now, back in 2013, then Sheriff candidate Gary Caruana stated these hiring practices and promotions would not take place. One of many promises he has not kept. There is no accountability with the sheriff and upper management, which is clearly known within the rank and file. A thorough background check wasn't even conducted of the current chief deputy that came from another agency, not from this county. Reducing hiring standards solely to report that an agency is fully staffed can undermine effectiveness and ultimately does not serve best interests of the community. We will discuss this topic more next week and discuss a very specific and shocking example of the sheriff's misguided hiring practices that compromise the safety of our current employees, the community, and exposes the county to civil liability. There are many others that are known by many people but are covered up or ignored by the sheriff. This is unacceptable. When elected as your next sheriff, I will reinstate stricter hiring standards to ensure the best possible candidates are being hired in every department of the sheriff's office. Winnebago County citizens deserve a law enforcement leader who is proactive, transparent, and focused on building safer and stronger communities for all of us. On November 3rd, 2026, with your support, I am the person that can lead that change. I want to thank everybody for listening and your support, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you.